Everyone, I'm 10 Tampa Bay meteorologist James Gregorio with your latest edition of Weather Impact Live. It's the show where we get into the nitty-gritty, into the weeds with all things weather here and elsewhere across the U.S. and frequently across the world as well. We're looking at a cool shot back outside from Ray J, and you can see the fog has broken up just a little bit here in many locations. One of those spots is Clearwater, where it looks outstanding right now. So Clearwater looking great, 64 degrees. Notice that dew point is 64 as well. So super saturated. And again, that dew point temperature very much so on the high side for this time of year. But at least Clearwater looks good here. Downtown Tampa at Benchmark International Arena looking pretty good. St. Pete, not so much so here outside our window. Now keep in mind, we are very northern St. Pete, just on the other side of the Gandy, and really just barely into Pinellas County. And we don't look, or actually I should say, we look much better than what you see at the Trop there. Sarasota, not looking too good either. So really kind of depends where you are. Armature Works looks great as well. So Tampa doing a little bit better right now than St. Pete. Clearwater is doing well. So there's this little pocket, or I should say a decent pocket of fog here from St. Pete down to Sarasota. Elsewhere, though, and particularly the further north you get up into the Nature Coast, into Hernando and Citrus counties and Pasco County, it does look fantastic. And there's that sunshine we've been talking about. I've been talking about since yesterday. All right, so dense fog advisory, that was up this morning, no longer up. National Weather Service kept it up to about 8 o'clock this morning. So it took a little longer for that dense fog advisory to come down. I, in fact, did have a weather impact alert in place until 9 o'clock this morning, just to give you a little extra time and let you know that that fog was not done at 8, and it really wasn't done at 9 either. So it took a little while longer to really show some improvements, and we are seeing those improvements over most of the area. However, we still have issues in and around portions of St. Pete and points to the south. Visibilities here. Let's check out that visibility futurecast. So as we head through the afternoon, no issues whatsoever. We're looking great. So we head in towards 7:30. 8 o'clock, we look good. Notice we start to get into a little bit of fog here moving into the overnight hours. Visibilities are reduced, but not problematic. 2 o'clock in the morning, they're reduced more. And then by 3, a little bit more so. Tampa still looks pretty good with a 6-mile visibility at 5 o'clock in the morning. But we're like 2 1/4 in Bradenton. Newport Richey is fine. But you head up to the Nature Coast again. Brooksville, Inverness, half-mile visibility. And then by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, still dealing with some of that fog in spots. So not as widespread tomorrow morning. I will confer with meteorologist James Hopkins, who is in later this afternoon, to see if we pull the trigger on yet another weather impact alert for some of that fog tomorrow morning. It kind of meets our in-house criteria. So something that we're thinking about for later, and it may be necessary. We're not pulling the trigger just yet on that, but we'll see if we will. It is a Monday morning. You've got a commute to deal with. You're going to work. You're going to school, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, that is something that we are discussing as we speak. All right, futurecast as we move in towards the afternoon hours, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Looks good. Look at the clouds move on out. That wind is northerly at 8. And then we move in towards tonight, still a north wind at 8. And then into the overnight hours, the wind might be propped up enough to preclude any additional fog. But you can see we've got the drifting clouds sort of moving in 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Again, might be an issue here. Those temperatures getting down into the 50s. I think inland areas in Polk County, you get in towards, eastern sides of Hillsborough County. You may get into some of that fog, Pasco County tomorrow morning as well. Might get into some of that clearer sky, I should say, and those colder temperatures where you are further away from the coast. Coastal sections will bear the brunt of any potential fog early tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, it looks great once again here. So it's kind of like game on, game off here as we head into the overnight hours with some of that foggy condition trying to set up early on here as we head into not only Monday morning, but Tuesday morning. We'll see if that holds up as well. And then potentially in towards Wednesday morning also. So there it is. There's the catalyst. It's cold front still hanging out down just a little south of us, almost right over us, in fact, especially as you make your way down to Sarasota. So that front just there. It kind of went through. It was stalled out this morning and looks to be, holding on to the colder characteristics, but it's still not moving much. And that, my friends, is the problem. We're not getting that push of cooler and drier air behind the front, and we're not scouring out the potential for fog. So that is why we're still dealing with it. Winds, for the most part, they are on the lighter side. Again, sort of out of a northeast direction. That should help us out a little bit. At least there's a little element of north with it. And that should help preclude the fog just a tad. But it hasn't been super helpful yet. We still have it in spots, but it has done the trick in other spots. All right, so temperatures for the most part in the 60s. So yeah, St. Pete 68, Sarasota at 67. Once we get those skies to clear out, I think the numbers are going to pop, and we're going to be talking about high temperatures today, in the mid 70s. So a step, no doubt, in the right direction. Expected rainfall, none. So we're looking great here over the next few days. So it is going to be a really nice, very, very decent work week on the way with tons of sunshine and, maybe dealing with a couple foggy starts, unfortunately, as we make our way, over the next couple mornings. And then that should start to ease out as well. So your forecast for today, about 75 for that high temperature, afternoon sunshine. As we move in towards tonight, we're going to see those numbers dip down into the mid 50s as well. So those temperatures will certainly get down to the cooler side, especially as you make your way, again, into Polk County. You make your way eastern sections of Hillsborough County into Pasco County. We may be dealing and contending with that also. All right, taking a look at that travel forecast. And there is a decent amount still going on nationally. We have the frontal boundary that's pretty much hung up here down in southern Florida. And again, just a little south of us, or I should say trying to push down into South Florida. Hasn't been super successful in doing that, but nonetheless, there it is. You can see the rain essentially offshore. Let me move this out of the way. So as we head in towards, let's see if this, there we go, down into South Florida, you see that pocket of rain. And as we slide in towards the west coast, still looking at that river of air and that river of moisture moving in towards, I should say, Seattle, into Portland, into Vegas, into the LA basin. So there is a lot going on both of these coasts. We're going to talk a lot about what's happening elsewhere. Let's take a couple live looks here before we go to break. And one of those live looks is going to be the Bay Area of San Francisco. That's where we're going to start, in and around San Fran in Northern California. And we head towards I think this is the Oakland Bridge, something like that. Oakland Bay Bridge. So this is the Oakland Bay Bridge, not the Golden Gate, Oakland Bay Bridge. And you can see it's cloudy, it's dreary, but essentially it is on the drier side, which is good news. And, that can't be said for portions of Southern California, particularly as we head down in towards Los Angeles and the Coachella Valley. Let's take a look at how we're faring there in through portions of, you got some mudslides, you got some debris slides. These heavy rains are impacting Southern California as well. Studio City, you get into Topanga Canyon, you get in towards the Hollywood Hills. It is, I don't want to say, it's mountainous in a way. It's hilly, and hence the Hollywood Hills. So that part of Southern California, you definitely have some elevation. You have burn scars where, repeated wildfires have removed the vegetation, and therefore, when there's no vegetation, you see debris slides and rock slides like you see there as well. So this is something that has been ongoing in California, not just Southern California, but although Southern California is a little more prone to it. You can see the Coachella Valley there. There is that rain runoff, and there is the flooding, unfortunately. So this continues to impact portions of Southern California. Northern California has its issues as well. So, a lot of rain, more rain than they're typically used to getting, and you're seeing it run off. In fact, we also, not just rain, I want to make this point too. You see the flooded roadway. So this particular individual driving an SUV with plenty of clearance, what appears to be plenty of clearance, still is smart enough to turn around And what we say, turn around, don't drown. So he's doing that, which is great news because you don't know how quickly that water is moving, how deep it may be. Another individual doing the same thing. All right, so when we come back after the break, we're going to bring it on over to the East Coast. We're going to go from wet to white and talk about some snow and a farewell to a beloved stadium. We're going to talk more about that coming up after the break.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Familiarize yourself with where your water shutoff valve is located. If backflow prevention devices are installed, get them tested annually.
Those are some great tips, and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
All righty, everyone, welcome back. And yeah, Orchard Park, New York, where the Buffalo Bills play. And that's what they call the South Towns, just south of the city of Buffalo. Orchard Park, Hamburg, New York, right there as well. And the tailgating continues. They have gotten just annihilated with snow over the last couple of weeks here, but that doesn't stop the hardy folk up in Western New York coming out for the Bills game. And I suspect the Bills are going to hammer the Jets today, but it is also a farewell to Highmark Stadium, which has been a beloved institution in that area for many, many years. Let's take a look.
Ahead of the Bills' final game in the stadium behind me here, fans showed up early, from clearing snow out of the stadium to building a tribute to Bills legends just down the road. Saturday was all about getting ready for one last send-off.
There's nothing like the Buffalo Bills. There's nothing like this fan base. There's nothing like this stadium.
Fans from all over gathered at Highmark Stadium Saturday, shovel in hand, helping clear snow ahead of the Bills' final game at the stadium.
We knew that there was shoveling going on, and we wanted to be part of it, but not for 8 hours. We wanted to just come and get the experience, and it was great.
Well, I'm a big Bills fan. Been watching the Bills since I was a teenager, growing up in Fort Erie, Ontario, and still come to the occasional game or two. And we're here tomorrow, actually, so it's a great way to have a Bills weekend of shoveling snow and watching the game.
And we all worked together, and just put it where they told us, down the chutes and stuff, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Glad we came.
With each scoop of snow, fans say they're creating memories they'll never forget.
But it's been awesome. I love the experience. This has just been
And
great.
Everybody's so nice here.
Yes.
It's just crazy how nice everybody is.
It's all like one big family.
We're taking advantage of shoveling snow. I've never shoveled snow in my life. If I gotta do it, this is the place to do it.
Just down the road, the celebration continued at the Big Tree Inn, where the Water Buffalo Club hosted a send-off of their own.
The Ralph gave us what we needed and gave us so much joy. And I tear up thinking about it. We met so many people from different walks of life, different parts of the world at that stadium. But it's time to move on.
Now, with the help of the Buffalo Water Club, stand snow sculptures for fans to enjoy.
We're commissioned Eric Jones, who is very well known in the area, to do a snow sculpture of Josh Allen and Jim Kelly, two legends of the stadium and a legend going into the new stadium.
Fans say Sunday isn't just about one last game in the stadium. It's about the memories that this team has given to so many.
It's bittersweet, but thankfully just across the street we'll have a new stadium, new home, and it'll be nice to keep some of the same traditions, but just different.
We're all celebrating the end of an era.
Be good, do good. God bless. Go Bills.
Go
Bills!
And from shovels in the stands to sculptures near the street, Bills Mafia is proving once again that memories made here at this stadium will never be forgotten. Reporting in Orchard Park, Angelica Gallagher, News 4.
All right, Angelica, thank you. Yeah, and there we go. Live look here, and Bills Mafia is what they refer to it. That is a well-known description of those Buffalo Bills. There it is. Bills Mafia built for this weather. Absolutely so. And wow. So you heard in the story that one of the people in the story referred to it as the Ralph. And that's really the stadium before it was given the naming rights of Highmark Stadium here. So a long history in Western New York. They're building a new stadium very close to where this one is. And it doesn't have a dome. So you would think that in Western New York, it would be a dome stadium, but they still want that feel of, and they still want that culture, and they still want, I guess, having to shovel snow sometimes and shovel it out. But the new stadium obviously has some new technology and some new improvements here, so maybe they won't have to shovel in the new stadium. So go Bills as they take on the Jets today at 4:25, 4:30, something like that. So anyway, having said that, let's continue moving along here with the maps. And yeah, so rain on both coasts. Offshore for us now with that frontal boundary, which is certainly good news. The atmospheric river continues in through portions of the West Coast. Nation's midsection is pretty quiet, but there's another snowmaker poised to move on in here. You can see that one for folks, again, in Western New York. Syracuse, Oswego had something insane like 4 feet of snow over the last few days, and at times it was coming down as heavily as 4 and 5 inches per hour. That's how you get those intense, massive snow events. All right, so we do have rain moving into the east as well, moving into the Keystone State in Pennsylvania, also in towards the I-81 corridor and moving off to the north and the east as well. And we continue just with more precip and some snow in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, in through portions of North Dakota, South Dakota, as well as we head into the middle of the week. But other than that, nice little pop in the temperatures, nice little warm up as well. Look at that. DC's at 47. So that East Coast, you know, from the mid-Atlantic further southward, doing well temperature-wise. We are keeping an eye also on this guy, you know, trying to get a little bit organized here, that area of low pressure. Look where that goes. So that's pretty interesting. Thankfully, that's a rainmaker. So even up towards Western New York, even into New England, you know, and that line of rain continues in through the I-81 corridor again, moving down into Tennessee. Wow, look at that. That thing just kind of shows up and blows up next Saturday. Big line of rain, big storm system here on the back side of that. You know, further to the north, big snowmaker that's going to pivot through. How is that possible? Well, here you go. Let me rewind this a little bit. I showed you this yesterday. So that dipping, you know, really dipping trough is, let me back that up. This is going into next weekend. So you can see next Friday, and there it is, that digging trough. And that's going to be the catalyst for all that rain and that unsettled weather trying to move a little further north. That also means that by the end of the weekend, by the end of next weekend, we're going to see some cooler temperatures sort of moving in our direction as well. And there it is, kind of rotating, big ridge out to the west. So that big ridge will continue to displace the jet stream, and in doing so, forcing it up and over and kind of moving in our direction as well. So, and driving that cold air a little further to the south. So there it is. There's a better depiction of it as we head in towards Sunday the 11th and then into the 12th. But that ridge is pretty big. But look at that out to the west. So that big area of high pressure out here. There it is. There's our ridge, and there's our trough digging in the east as well. All right, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about our local weather. We're going to recap things and let you know what we can expect moving forward. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You're looking at a shot of Ray J behind me here. Looks pretty good here. Congrats to the Bucks for gutting it out yesterday. Sloppy game. Rain actually kind of came in a couple hours before we thought it would, so happy to see the Bucks were able to power through. All right, let's check out what's happening here. Clearwater looks great right now. So another recap, 64 degrees is where we're starting out in Clearwater, but that dew point is at 64 as well. So saturated, that humidity, 100%. Look, the water looks beautiful out there. A little bit of a bump. Winds are going to change direction. The rip current risk is coming up significantly as well. So just be mindful of this. If you're heading to, just kind of moving around on my seat here for a second. If you're heading to the beach, just be careful. Swim only in protected areas. If areas aren't protected, you may want to think twice about going into the water and know what the flags mean. Know what the colors of the flags at the beaches are. Is it green, no caution, yellow, a caution state, or red, no swimming? So, or stay out of the water. So just be careful and just be mindful and aware of your surroundings. All right, Futurecast here as we head in towards 4 or 5 o'clock. Looking pretty good. Nothing to worry about here. So skies are clearing out. We'll see if that lends itself to some fog trying to develop later on tonight in towards tomorrow morning. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and again, there is that potential for some fog, particularly, I think, again, coastal sections of the Nature Coast and in towards portions of Pinellas, Hillsborough County, a little further southward in towards Sarasota County as well. So coastal areas, more than likely will be most impacted, but I think that fog could spread further inland, although I don't think it's going to be as widespread or as dense or as pervasive as what we saw this morning. I mean, it was really thick this morning for a couple of hours. So again, we have a similar setup to tomorrow. If we could burn off some residual moisture, but the dew points are elevated still. We haven't seen them drop a whole heck of a lot. We have some wind out there. So it's not a perfect fog setup for tomorrow morning, whereas it was a better one for this morning. So I do think it's possible, although I don't think to the extent that we saw this morning. All right, so Tuesday morning looking pretty good. But there you go. There will be some clouds, some low clouds, and maybe perhaps again some fog. So next couple of mornings, we're going to be somewhat prone to that. Although I feel like this morning was probably the worst morning for some of that fog. So just be mindful, excuse me, of that. All right, winds for the most part are on the lighter side. Port Richey at about 3 miles an hour. Brooksville at about 10. Zephyr Hills at about 9. Winter Haven at about 10 as well. So yeah, we have some wind out there. Not a tremendous amount. Frostproof, the wind is calm for you. Temperature-wise, Dunedin at about 68. Tarpon Springs at about 66. Lakewood Ranch, you've got 66 as well. So those temperatures are, in fact, a little bit on the mild side, very much so on the mild side. Going up today, we're going to talk about high temperatures that are climb into the mid-70s. So we still have some moisture out there, although no rain expected over the next few days. So nothing to worry about in that regard. All right, let's wrap things up. I'm going to show you the 7-day forecast. And going forward, here it is. So weather impact alert is down. I'm going to take that off the 7-day. You see the red bar for the first half of today. That's indicating the weather impact alert. So that's down for now. As we head into the next few days, boy, does that look good. High temperatures, upper 70s, overnight low